if you can hear me, I can see a chat window, so let's get started. Okay, I'm Estarra the Eternal, the producer of Lusternia. And my alter ego name is Rob French, and you may recognize me from a previous Ustream or an Ask Estarra video. And I don't like doing live Ustreams for Lusternia unless we have something to announce. And that can be problematic because I tend to like to keep new releases secret, like tattoos. I wouldn't have wanted to announce that beforehand because I thought it would be a neat surprise. Or you guys already know what's upcoming, like with the family system. We had that whole thing on the forums. But anyway, I do have something to announce today. And, okay. I'd like to announce that I've sent a set of design schematics to Rourke to begin implementation. And this is one of those under-the-hood coding things that will restructure part of our code base. And afterwards, you should notice, get ready for it, absolutely nothing. That's right, you shouldn't notice anything after Rourke is done with this update. And that's why we call it one of those under-the-hood things. But after he does that, we'll be able to, what he's doing is he's restructuring the base code for mobs. And the reason we're doing that is because we've found a lot of mobs have reached their limits in terms of players killing them. We could do like a lot of tweaking and duct tape to make mobs stronger, like with the avatars and that type of thing. But we've pretty much reached our limit in designing high level mobs because you guys are so strong now you can take them out really quick. And we've seen that with the avatar mobs on the cosmic planes, that they sometimes go out a lot quicker than we had wanted to, and we just can't make them any stronger than they are without doing this type of under-the-hood update. Okay, so what else will this do? Okay, once the update is done, what I'm going to do is tweak the mob formulas, which will make them, and this is something you will notice, and I know that is scary when I say I'm going to tweak the mob formulas, but to make you hopefully not panic, is what this will do will increase the health of the mobs, and not by a whole lot, but just by a little bit, at least not in the mid-levels. You'll see like a big increase in health of mobs that are, you don't really see the mob levels, but let's say the astral mobs are like around level 100, so maybe on that level on up. You'll see it takes maybe 1 or 2 more hits to kill them. For avatar level mobs, it may take a lot more hits to kill them. And to sort of balance that, I'm also going to tweak the formula on how experience is calculated so that those mobs will give you more experience commensurate with how much harder they are, hopefully. Right now, mob experience is calculated mostly on just their level and their speed. I want to put health as part of that formula so that the more healthy they are, the more experience you'll get. So at the end of all this, what you should see are mobs, especially the higher level mobs. The lower level ones you might not see any difference, but they should take a few more hits to kill and should give you a little bit more experience. That's our end goal. So hopefully you'll like that. It's the sound of a mob coming. It should be easier for designers, by that I mean the admin who are designing quests and mobiles, to construct tougher mobs and maybe even update some of the current mobs like the avatars, so they'll be much more challenging. Like I said, we'll reach the ceiling where we are right now with how hard they are, and I think this will be a good change, and I think we'll probably been needing to do this for a while. Okay, what else? Also, once we do this, I do want to also tweak how hard it is to influence higher level mobs. We'll notice there seems to be very little risk for players that are high level to to influence high level mobs, and we'd like to make that a little more challenging. We have a few ideas we're juggling right now, but that'll be another one of the upcoming updates. And lastly, and this is kind of exciting, is that we want to add resistances and weaknesses to mobs for damage types. In other words, we could assign a weakness against cold damage and maybe a resistance to fire damage, and assign it to all Draknori mobs. So that Draknori mobs will sort of mimic the race. And this should make bashing more interesting. We could do it with all sorts of mobs, not just the specific races. Maybe the ice devil type mobs will have a strong resistance against cold damage, but a big weakness against fire damage, something like that. It should make bashing a little more interesting, and it'll allow us a little more latitude when designing magic-based guilds, like the mage guilds with elemental magics. Maybe we could give them a few attacks from different damage types. Maybe each mage guild could have a couple different damage type attacks. It should make bashing mobs more interesting, more challenging. I hope it's something that you guys will like. And I think that's it for my announcement. It may not be as interesting as you're hoping for, but I think it will ultimately make bashing mobs more fun and interesting. And again, it'll also expand our option in designing or updating the mobs we have, or creating new mobs. So that's it. I guess we'll go to questions now. I'm looking at the chat window now, looking for questions and anything on the mob updates that are coming up. Nope, they didn't have that. They don't currently have that. Telemra. I wish you had announced more harem girls. Time to name denizens and have Pokemon battles. Ugh. Well, we have the little doll battles, or what do you call them? The little mini constructs. Do people use that anymore? We have that arena. Maybe you'll inspire us, Kiersey, to have a harem girl area. But what about the harem boys? I want the harem boys. What happened with the star? Here's a real question. What happened with the star? It just flew by me. Hold on. And now I can't. Can I back it up? Okay. What happened with the Starhem report, and why did the Cantors get the shaft? I don't think the Cantors got the shaft. The Starhem report, frankly, was very weak. I mean, the report that we got was very weak. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to strengthen the Cantors with a new design for new skills. We gave them like 2 or 3 new skills, and if it wasn't enough, that's something we can look at. Hopefully an envoy will bring that up. But I don't believe they got the shaft. I think we were in good faith looking to strengthen them and buff them, and that's why we looked at some of the new spells. And I'm blanking right now what they are, and I don't want to go and look it up. But I know we gave them new spells, and I think we did. Now that I'm remembering it, I think we did tone it down. I have a tendency to over-design, and then we have the admin come in and give me feedback, and I think we did tone it down from what the original design was. But if we all believe that the Cantors still aren't as strong as the other Bard guilds, it's something we can look at. But again, I don't think we gave them a shaft. I think we, in good faith, tried to work with what we got. I wasn't very enthusiastic about the report we did get. So like I said, it is what it is. Okay, miniatures, that's what I was thinking of. I can't tell if, okay, I was wondering if I was looking at the recent questions or previous questions. Okay, next question. Would this change also allow for more intelligent mobs that can deal on different afflictions depending on the, and then it gets cut off. Is there more on this? Anyway, I'm not a big fan of giving mobs afflictions because it's kind of difficult to balance. For instance, if you can web a mob, then you could have like 3 people webbing a tough mob, and then that mob can never move, and it just makes it too easy. So then you have to balance about giving it a timer. And ultimately, I think when people bash, at least when I was bashing as a player, I didn't really want to get too complicated. I just wanted to go in and bash, 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 get my XP, bash, 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 maybe cure a few afflictions on myself, rather than thinking about, oh, I need to web him, I need to paralyze him, I need to put him to sleep. And while that's interesting in the first maybe hour, maybe the first couple days of bashing, it gets tired after a while, and you just want to go back to bash, 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 get my XP, bash, bash, bash. So the answer is, I hope I'm not being too long-winded. The answer is no, I'm not looking to make them more intelligent in that you can deal afflictions to mobs. I think we'll just keep it at giving them resistances to damages and um, weaknesses to damages. Okay, any more questions?